Good morning, I'm Ellen from On the Lam in Uxbridge. Today we're going to learn how to make a Piccadilly and Covent Garden scarf. When you're making a Piccadilly and Covent Garden scarf, have a look at the fiber. You can see that it has pre-stamped holes, and those are the holes that we're going to use to place our needles and to ultimately make our stitches. So you just pick up your fiber, pick up your size 4mm or 4.5mm or 5mm needle, and just place the needle in the first hole. That's your first stitch cast on. Bring your needle over top of the yarn into your second hole, over top of the yarn into your third hole, over top into your fourth, and over top and you're into your fifth. That's 5 stitches cast on. Transferring that needle to my left hand, picking up my second needle, I'm going to insert my needle into the hole or into the stitch that's on the left hand needle. Selecting the next hole, I'm going to place it on the back needle and knit that through the old stitch and allow the old stitch to drop off. So again, I'm going to insert the tip of the right hand needle into the hole, the pre-stamped hole, find the next pre-stamped hole, place it on top, allow it to slide down your right hand needle and knit it through your old stitch and allowing that to drop off. So that's 2. Inserting the tip, selecting the next pre-stamped hole and knitting that through the old stitch, finding the next pre-stamped hole, knitting it through, and finding the next pre-stamped hole and knitting it through. And that's the beginning of our Piccadilly and Covent Garden scarf. Now, through the miracle of film, we have a completed Piccadilly scarf. Now I'm going to show you how to cast off. You simply knit the first 2 stitches much as you have through the rest of the scarf. So that's 1 stitch, that's 2 stitches. Now I'm just going to insert the tip of my left hand needle into the first stitch on the right hand needle, allow it to come over top of the second stitch and right off. That's your first stitch cast off. The knitters among us will know that this is a regular cast off of any type of garment. So inserting the tip of my left hand needle into the first stitch on the right hand needle, over top of the second stitch, and allow it to drop off. Into my last stitch. Yes, you'll notice that this scarf only has 4 stitches, not 5. And allow that to drop off. We have 1 stitch remaining on our needle. Now we have the last remaining stitch on our needle. All we're going to do is take the remaining tail of Piccadilly and insert it through this stitch that remains on your needle. So in order to do that, because the volume is quite high, I'm going to wind it a little bit tight, just around my fingers, over the needle, and bring that tail through the last stitch, making a nice little knot and tying 1 more knot for security. We'll trim this tail right here, and when we turn it over top, no one will see our knot, and we have our beautiful Piccadilly scarf. Thanks for joining us at On the Lam today and watching our instructional video on how to make Piccadilly and Covent Garden scarves. Stay tuned, we'll be providing instructional videos in the very near future on all of your favorite topics.